For some reason, when you're trying to conceive, every baby that was ever birthed just pops up on your social media. Just all the time. Hello, I'm Beth.
And I'm Jamarl, and today we're talking about celebrating your friends' pregnancies when you're going through a trying to conceive journey.
So it can be quite difficult and confusing when people you love are having children and you are dealing with infertility. So we just wanted to open up a conversation about that. From both sides, from the people that are trying for kids but are struggling, but also the people that are just popping them out left, right and centre. It's tricky on both sides. A lot of our friends, majority of our friends, are on their second child now. With their first child, they found it a little bit tricky to approach the subject with us. Didn't want to make us upset or tread wrongly knowing what we're going through. But for us, that was actually quite sad. But we do understand that was completely from a place of love.
And from the perspective of us, having been trying to conceive for over 5 years, for us there's and for a lot of people who are going through this, there's that kind of torn feeling where obviously we really want to love and celebrate our friends because we love them and they're experiencing something amazing, but at the same time we have to navigate that confusing emotional feeling of oh wow, they're getting the very thing that we've been trying for so long. Before we go any further, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We do TTC content and relationship content and dating and stuff like that, and so if that's something you're interested in, then make sure you subscribe to our channel and give this video a massive thumbs up. So I think the most important thing we've found in navigating this very difficult situation is honesty. We've found that being honest with ourselves, being honest with our friends about exactly how we feel and what it's like to navigate this emotional weird situation is really important, so that they know what it's like for us and that we know what it's like for them, and there's just kind of an open communication, an open narrative, because I think it's very easy for people who aren't going through a TTC journey to kind of assume the way we feel and just automatically assume that, oh, we're having kids, they're trying for kids, we don't want to tell them because we don't want to hurt them, and it's very easy to kind of assume it's going to be really, really tough and difficult and stuff,
yeah.
When actually there are ways to work through it as a friendship group. There just needs to be complete honesty and open communication.
Yeah, and within the open communication, it's important to tell your friends how trying to conceive isn't an emotionally linear situation.
Yeah.
It's up and down.
Yeah.
Some days you're feeling great and nothing really triggers you. Other days, something really small, like your friend telling you they've decided on a baby name, can suddenly make you feel really oh.
Set you off, yeah.
So just being honest when you're just starting to feel a bit rocky,
yeah,
is good, because they wouldn't know otherwise. I think it's just important for them to feel safe and for you to feel safe, that when you say, I'm sorry, I really don't feel like I can talk about this right now, I'm feeling really dodgy, really sad about it, they don't feel offended by that. But the depth of your emotion isn't their fault.
So when it comes to things like baby showers or events that are specifically about your friends' children, like birthdays and stuff like that, again, those things can be quite difficult. We've found there are times when it's fine and we have a really great time and nothing triggers us or anything, and then like Beth said earlier, someone can say one thing or one thing can happen and it can suddenly completely send your emotions off in a different way.
Yeah.
And so I think, again, that honesty really builds the foundation. We've been really blessed to have some amazing friends who, though they've had children, they've been really understanding of our situation, and we've been able to build this rhetoric. So if we are to say, for example, there's a baby shower and we're not really feeling up to it emotionally, I would feel like they trust us enough to say, and I feel safe enough to be able to say, look, emotionally we're not quite at a good time right now, so we'll send a gift and we love you and stuff. It's not because it's not your fault, but we're just kind of not feeling up to it today. It's a really healthy place to be in, because you don't want to push yourself to breaking
Yeah.
point just for other people.
And there's no ambiguity either. Neither of you are trying to guess what each other are feeling and tiptoe around each other. If you're able to have that honesty, it really strengthens friendships, and that's what we've found with our friends that have children. Another thing that we've found really useful is just reminding ourselves that their story isn't our story. What they're going through isn't directly connected to what we're going through.
Yeah.
The more babies they have doesn't directly impact like how far away from having a baby we are.
Yeah, even though sometimes it feels like it in the moment, actually they're not connected. Very hard to take that step back emotionally and have that perspective, but sometimes it's really important too, because comparison can really kill not only your own hope, but it can really damage your relationships. It can isolate you.
Yeah.
It can like make you feel even worse than this situation already is making you feel. And so like definitely being in a position where you can be like, okay, their story is not my story.
Trying to be objective about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that, but just being
Is that?
objective.
It's literally like
Being objective, getting out your own way.
yeah.
It's not all about you.
Yeah, even though I want it to be. And following on from that, it kind of just teaches you another level of humility as well. Because even though you don't really want to do that kind of self-exploration, when you're already on a TTC journey, it's like, I'm already going through so much emotion.
I may as well.
Like sometimes the last thing you feel like doing is doing more self-exploration, but yeah, you might as well, because it does teach you a level of humility, being able to really celebrate the people you love, even though they're experiencing the blessing that you really
In the
want.
midst of your pain, finding the joy for them within that.
It's like, I mean, it's hard, but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's like the amount of things, the amount of obstacles you've had to overcome just to be at that level of joy means that you have that kind of fight in you, that determination.
Yeah. For some reason, when you're trying to conceive, every baby that was ever birthed just pops up on your social media. Just all the time. Every baby, literally. So just be careful with the way you use social media and how much you use it, because that can be a source of pain.
It's good to take time off sometimes.
Yeah.
Like just in general, but especially when you're trying to conceive, because it's very easy to be triggered with the images that are on there. And just, like look after yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you put yourself first, even if it means coming off for a couple of days.
It's quite easy to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
A rabbit hole of
Yeah.
birth photos and stuff.
Yeah.
I know we have many times.
For us, one of the things we've always talked about in our videos is our faith and how that has really given us a real grounding with this journey, because it can be really, really tough. But this kind of celebrating your friends kind of situation has given us a new perspective when it comes to our faith, and being able to celebrate people the way God celebrates people, and love them and see them the way He sees them, even in spite of what we're going through. Something that T.D. Jakes said, I'm not sure if you guys know T.D. Jakes, amazing preacher, but he was talking about feeding the 5,000, and he was saying, when Jesus was feeding the 5,000, imagine being the 5,000th guy to get fed. You're looking like, God, like, what's going on? Like, 4,000 people have been fed and I'm still hungry. But there was never any doubt that he was going to be fed. And that's the way, like, I feel about this scenario that we're going through, is like, I can celebrate the people in my life because their blessing is like, it means that it's getting closer to me. 4,000, 4,001, 4,002, and eventually we're going to have a baby. I believe
5,000.
100%.
5,000%.
5,000%.
You're getting closer to your blessing.
Yeah.
The more babies that are popped out.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to our channel because it really supports us and lets us know that you're enjoying what we're doing.
Put the bell notifications on as well. And we want to have a discussion in the comments with you guys, so make sure you comment down below on this topic, your experiences, things you found easy, things you found hard, and let's have a real conversation about this and open up the discussion.
Also, we've had a lot of new people subscribe to us recently, so hey! We're happy that you're here. Pop a little hi down in the comment box and we want to get to know you.
We'll see you in the next video, guys.
Bye!
Bye.